And welcome to Maker.io. I'm Robin Mitchell, and in this video we're going to be learning about how to set up your own HTTP server so we can create the foundations for our IoT dashboard. Now the first thing we need to look at, or to differentiate between, is the fact that we have HTTP and PHP. Now our IoT dashboard is going to be primarily written in PHP, which is a server-side scripting language. So when a user logs onto your website, the server runs the PHP code and then produces HTML output, which is sent to the browser, or the user's browser in this case, and then that displays whatever has been sent by the server. So when we talk about a HTTP server, what we're really talking about is an Apache server that can execute PHP code, because you can have a HTTP server with no PHP sort of decoding capabilities or no ability to run PHP code. So we're going to be setting up a simple server in this example that can be used on a computer locally. It can't be accessed externally. This is when we need a slightly different program. And this program will allow us to run PHP code on a HTTP server. So the first thing you're going to need is a Windows machine. Now this can be done on any machine, it's not particularly machine dependent, but the software that we're going to be using does only run on Windows. I believe it only runs on Windows. It might run on different systems, but as far as I'm aware, it only runs on Windows. And the system we're going to be using is something called EasyPHP. And therefore, one of the things you need to do is download the EasyPHP software. Now there are two different versions which you can download. The first one is the dev server and the other one is the web server. Now when we're developing our platform, we'll be using the dev server. But when we're ready to test it with IoT devices and other users who want to remotely access the dashboard, then we use the web server. So for now, we're going to stick with the dev server. Once you've downloaded the dev server and installed it, you'll notice that an icon appears in the bottom right of your taskbar once you run the dev server. And this is the icon that allows us to access the dashboard. So we need to go ahead and right click that and click the dashboard. Now with the dashboard open, we need to go ahead and configure it to use a specific folder of our choice, because the default directory is not a directory we really want to use. So in this case, we go ahead and add a working directory. We'll give it a simple name, in this case IoT platform, and then we'll point to the location of this folder. At this point, we'll then need to go ahead and run the HTTP server, so we go ahead and click the start button. The next step involves us testing the site locally. So we're going to go ahead and create a blank file called index.php in our IoT directory, or the directory that we pointed to, and then we'll go ahead and enter the following code. Now this is a simple piece of PHP scripting language, and what it does is simply outputs the words hello world on our browser when we visit it. So we go ahead and save that file, we go to our website, and then we go ahead and then see if we can see the hello world message. And if we can, it means everything is working fine. So that's all we have time for today in this video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.